close your eyes with me and take a journey back in time? Imagine that you are a young child playing outside with your friends. Imagine that you are on the swing set, flying up into the air and then quickly falling back, only to fly forward again. As you swing, you feel the breeze gently swirling your hair as the warm sun touches your face. Then imagine that every time you are propelled forward, you feel giddy, elated, your thoughts race, and you want to go higher. You feel that if the chains would break, you would surely fly all the way up to the clouds. But then, just as you reach the top, you start to fall. And as you fall, you feel sad, depressed, and worthless. You begin to think that you never do anything right. You believe that most children could surely go higher and that you never accomplish anything you want to. You believe that the other children are watching you, laughing inside at your failure, and that they would never want to be friends with you. You begin to wish the chains would break so you could fall to your death and end the misery. You hate yourself and everyone else, and just as you give in to that feeling, you reach the very top of your little pendulum, and all at once you are again propelled forward, and as your thoughts begin once again to race, you anxiously welcome the thought of flight. Now open your eyes and let me introduce you to Karina. Karina is a beautiful, bright, creative 11-year-old who adores dogs and is an excellent artist. She sings beautifully and tells amazing stories. She is beautiful and full of life, and she suffers from early onset bipolar. When Karina was just 4 years old, she began to exhibit symptoms including rapid and severe mood shifts, oppositional behavior, aggression, and even depression. By age 6, she was also diagnosed with anorexia, which is common in children and adolescents with bipolar. By age 8, her family considered putting her into a mental hospital. Her weight had dropped dangerously low, and her aggression was now directed at people as well as objects. Though not every child was the same, the doctors eventually agreed that she did in fact have pediatric bipolar disorder, or PBD. Pediatric bipolar is characterized by severe mood swings that fall into two categories. Mania is a mood characterized by rapid racing thoughts, elation, giddiness, high energy, and excitement. Depression is a mood characterized by lack of energy, lack of interest in normal activities, sadness, suicidal ideations, and even physical pain. Adults with bipolar have notable psychopatterns that can last anywhere from weeks to months, including periods of wellness. According to Dr. Dimitri and Janice Popoulos in the book The Bipolar Child, children rarely fit this pattern. They have a more chronic course of illness where they cycle back and forth with few discernible well periods between. Symptoms can cause moderate to severe impairment to daily activities and greatly impact the life of all children who have this mood disorder. By the end of my presentation, you should understand the basics of PBD, know a couple of the main treatments available, and recognize some of the principal challenges that affect these children and their families. Many people believe that bipolar people are psychotic and that they are incapable of leading normal lives. This is not the case. According to Health.com, actress and singer Demi Lovato, world-famous painter Vincent van Gogh, novelist Virginia Woolf, and journalist Jane Pauley are just a few of the famous and influential people that we know that have suffered from bipolar disorder. Separation anxiety can keep children from going to school and can damage their ability to make friends. Fits of rage and anger can further widen the gap between these children and their peers. Night terrors can greatly disrupt sleep patterns and cause fear of falling asleep. However, children with PBD are an integral part of our society. They are also often highly intelligent. According to PsychCentral.com, a mild form of mania can cause people to have greater stamina and concentration and link ideas in innovative ways, as can unusually strong emotional responses, which are common in people with bipolar disorder. Another common misconception about people with bipolar is that they can simply pop a pill and be fine. Treatment of any mental disease is complicated, and particularly with children, as there is far less research available on the disease itself and the medications used for treatment. There is no cure for bipolar. However, it is extremely important to get a diagnosis and begin treatment as early as possible. According to Dr. and Mrs. Popoulos in The Bipolar Child, perhaps the most important reason for early intervention and treatment is the fact that this can be a lethal illness. Suicide rates for bipolar disorder have estimated to be as high as 15%, and failed suicide rates are believed to be even higher. The three main types of medications used to treat pediatric bipolar are antidepressants such as Zoloft, mood stabilizers such as lithium, and antipsychotics like Risperdal. None of these is helpful when used independently, and there are great side effects to all of them. The final myth about pediatric bipolar is that it rarely affects children and is unlikely to affect me personally. According to health.clevelandclinic.gov, as much as 1 to 5% of the population is affected by bipolar. Numbers are not yet clear in children, however, the incidence is still very high. I have been personally affected by pediatric bipolar. You see, Karina, the charismatic 11-year-old we talked about, is my daughter. We have struggled through all the effects of this disease together. I know what it is to watch your child suffer, and I know what it is to see small, daily, beautiful triumphs and to celebrate them. This is her story, and it is mine. Today we have discussed pediatric bipolar. I hope that you will be more aware and be able to look at someone who has this disorder with love, compassion, and respect. You see, just like Cindy McCormick Martinussen, the Salt Garden, said, I see the fragmented beauty of grace in their lives despite continued struggles. Beautiful mosaics formed by broken pieces. Besides, a broken soul is not the absence of beauty, but a cracked and torn soul reeks of the sweet incense it contains. By C. Joy Bell C. I'd like to leave you with one final thought from Rita Mae Brown. The statistics on sanity are that 1 out of every 4 people is suffering from a mental illness. Look at your 3 best friends. If they're okay, then it's you.